Hello, hi. Today is the 28th of October, 2024, and it's a very busy Monday. So, at time check, it's around past 9 o'clock, and it's gonna be my bedtime very soon. But I just cannot help but participate in the ongoing buzz in the local internet here in the Philippines. It's very obvious that I have a hangover from watching the Senate hearing today. It is very historical that I cannot help um, but to realize how the life that we live in is it's quite harsh, and that let me start at the beginning. I have watched the Senate hearing where the Senate, this committee, the Blue Ribbon Committee, the Blue Ribbon Committee had invited the former President Duterte about the extrajudicial killing, and it's quite a public knowledge that there is an ongoing case buildup in the international court, which also, the subject matter or the person being complained would is the former president, like the state sanctioned killing. There had been so many deaths that had accompanied the war on drugs. So it is quite from beginning to end, um, when both sides bring to the public the respective side or argument, the basis of the decisions. It is actually forcing the public to assess this, to take cognizance, and to, um, like it or not, to form an opinion, a sentiment. Um, and I realized that all this, it is so inescapable that what we have been going through, uh, from the moment that we have gained consciousness as a young kid, towards maturity, we are being asked to give an account. Like, okay, did you take a nap while we were young? What did you do today in school? So those are the questions that usually are asked the toddlers, the kinders, and in a way, it is the same. It's the same principle that the auditors exercise in their function, in their as they fulfill their job. And when I saw the former president, I was very, I nearly turned off the TV because it is a site that is very poignant. I used to watch him with a backdrop or and the official seal of the president of the Philippines, and be it the rostrum or in his briefing, there was always a recognition that he is the first, the leader of the country that we must respect. And when he was invited to be a witness, a step away from being censured or investigated, like he was there, he said specifically to be a witness. I was just hit by the reality that this life can really be harsh. You know, the people there occupying the seats would have people supporting them and cheering them on or encouraging them physically and visibly giving their support. So I don't know. It's not fair. It's not going to be fair if the supporters of the former president will be compared to the supporters of, the families who came forward to say that they suffered loss, death, and un, unjustifiably, and that an injustice had been committed against the family members, against their whole family. So they have people also encouraging and supporting them in their moments of devastation and losses. And so the supporters of the former president and the supporters of these families, as well as the supporters of the men in uniform, and as well as the government officials. So it's really, it all boils down to the belief system that we cannot escape from. So there are a lot of things that no matter how much we deny, they simply cannot be denied. And that if all these things have been happening, there is really no excuse to believe and to think that there would be one great accounting and giving an account like the great white throne, like, um, okay, the life that you have believed that it came from like an extraterrestrial being, or it came from an accident. Random things had happened that brought you, that had given you a very complex physical body. The way that your mind works, your creativity, your place on earth, because there is no way to think that that scenario will not come when, since we were born and we became conscious that we are um, a child of our parents, that we are a daughter or a son, or that we are attending a preschool, and that our mother or father or nanny would be taking us to school with our snack, those things, we take cognizance of who we are and the people around us. We are being made aware that we have a responsibility. The teacher will ask us, hello. Okay, the most straightforward description of what I had witnessed today would be how the most influential and the most powerful Filipino during his time had to make an account of what he had done during those times because of the cry for justice or dissatisfaction of some, and thus, you know it is so very profound to me. It drives the reality that, you know um, if we had in times past not thought about it, and that we try to not concern ourselves with the realities that we live in, um, I, for one, would like to say that it's a lost cause, actually. Either through a natural consequence, the natural law, principles that we live by, either we will be confronted by circumstances of our own doing or of the consequences of the actions and the decisions of other people affecting us, or a forum like this where it's so serious, or even in family setting where the relationship is going through turbulent times, and that we have to hear the truth as other family members see it, whether it's harsh, it's so tough, and it could hurt us, that we really don't want to. It really drives a point for me, like, ready or not, prepared or not, young, in the prime of your life, or going to your old age, in your 60s, in your 70s, when that time comes, um, it's like being pressed between a rock and a hard place, and that um, you do what you have to. You say what you must, and it will show the degree of preparation. So I know that, if I am supporting, like I have believed in the campaign of President Duterte, and that I also feel sympathy for those who had lost loved ones at such young age in the circumstances that cannot be less painful and tragic. Um, it is also a way, like, what came into my mind are the children who are going to face their own, what's in store for them, their own life, where the arms of the mother and the father and the grandfather and the grandmother cannot reach to them. So if they do not have the kind of, the cushion and um, they would be exposed to all kinds of elements. So it is really, really at the risk of being such a nuisance, because you cannot be the cool grandmother or the cool family member who would let them be. I am really convinced more and more that it is to their best welfare, and um, it is um, it will do them more good if um, somehow they could be exposed, and to you know to the manageable realities that they can. Because, like it or not, prepared or not, they will have to face something according to what's in store for them, and there is nobody and no one um, who we can entrust them, our loved ones, our vulnerable members of the family, better than our Lord. So I am more and more convinced that the best preparation would be, you know, to seek out um, what is in the innermost thoughts, their minds, and that it is truly, truly important um, to build the bridge of communication, because one way or another their belief system will be exposed, and that will be their prime motivation. And ready or not, prepared or not, all the things that we had gone through, there is a pattern. Like, if we have a periodical test, quarterly examination, there's a board exam, bar exam, um, there is financial statement, there is filing of income tax when we must give an account. It is so unrealistic, and to live in denial, it's really being delusional that all these um, will be um, not culminate into something um, directly proportional to the miracle that we call life. Um, to this day, we have taken it for granted. But, you know, um, yeah, I'm just so um, being made aware, or I just realized how important, like, we all, the elders, the elders, whenever they would say that, in Tagalog, they'd say, kakamatayan ko na ang paniniwala ko. Like, I will carry to my grave, like, this faith or this religion or this way of thinking, my character, my belief system. I will bring this, I will carry this to my grave. And there would be other people who would subscribe, who would have the kind of commitment, the kind of, fervent feeling about something, a passion, a sentiment, but who would not share the same belief, like the opposite end of a spectrum. And so it's basically what is right. They are both committed. They are both so earnest, but they're both at the other side of the spectrum. So it is important, really, no matter how uncool or how it can irritate, like, kids or the young adults, especially teenagers, when you really, when you make them talk and share their beliefs. But I just realized that, ultimately, even those things that they would have to concede just to shut us up, just for us, just shut up already, something like that. But every concession that they would give against their will, against the flow of their tendencies, and what do you call, um, whatever their nature, they're going to benefit ultimately, and it's something that we can participate in their life, even if we would play the villain and not the hero, diba? So whatever they would carry in their own grave, um, or whatever will come out, ready or not, prepared or not, for the way they will explain and give an account of their beliefs, how they look at the life that they have. Like, is it what? Is it my privilege, my right? I didn't ask for it. Why give it to me? Something like that. The usual um, when one is being obnoxious and a brat, something like that. Truly, I cannot ever um, emphasize it that there is really uh, no excuse to think that all the giving an account will not um, happen in the scale that the most basic and to the grandest scale there is. So this is me, yours truly, Clarice, and I hope that a lot others who are more skillful in discussing this can also share their perspective. But it is something that I truly just realized today that I have my work cut out for me as far as sharing um, what can be laughable and ridiculous a moment of sharing that I can give to my family members, to friends, how later on they might, not really might, time will come. What is uncertain is the date and the circumstances, but definitely it is down the road. And that had been exposed to me today, looking at the most powerful Filipino during his time, giving an account of his belief system. It doesn't matter whether he was prepared or not, whether he was in the prime of his age or, already showing signs of his age, but it will come. So this is yours truly, Clarice T.